जन गण मन अधिनायक जय हे, भारत भाग्य विधाता। पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा, द्राविड़ उत्कल गंगा, विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा, उच्छल जलधि तिरंगा। तब शुभ नामे जागे, तब शुभ आशीष मांगे, गाहे तब जय गाथा, जनगण मंगल दायक जय हे, भारत भाग्य विधाता। जय हे जय हे जय हे, जयो 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 हे। जय भारत, वंदे मातरम, भारत माता की जय, संविधान की जय, कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन की जय, भारत की जनता की जय, जय पृथ्वी, जय अर्थ, जय भगवान, जय देश का मालिक, जय देश का भगवान, भारत देश का भगवान, इंडिया का भगवान, और सबकी जय जिंदाबाद। This is Suraj Singh, civil engineer, located at Faridabad, NCR, Bharat, India. I am now 65 years old, and 2020 Republic Day is reaching, but our Republic Day has already started since day when people started revolution, top profile revolution to be truly named revolution, biggest movement after 1947, year in which we got freedom from British. And I'm proud that our people are still having strength. Those people who are not very advanced, but their souls are advanced. I'm not talking of rich people. I'm not talking of political people. I'm not talking of parties people. I am talking of common people of this country, common citizens of this country, who are real owners of this country, who have no other interest but just to live a good life, honorable life. I'm not talking about those billionaires and trillionaires. I'm not talking about those high middle class who have got jobs and who are not caring about this country. I'm not talking about those people. There are about 10 to 20% people in this country who just want to live and enjoy this country, and they do not care for this country. I am not talking about them. I am talking about those poorest people. I am talking about those people who work day and night just to live, just to eat, just to survive. I am talking for those students who want to see good careers, and I am talking about those people who have no education, those people who work for this country but do not get any benefit. I am talking for those people who struggle a lot every day and just get little food. I'm not talking for those people who enjoy life, because those people are just a burden on this nation, who want to use the resources of this country but do nothing for this country. I'm not talking of those people who are not even interested to know about this country, how this country is being managed. I'm not interested about those people who just care this country as a resource for their advancement, their personal advancement, and not for countryism. They have no degree of patriotism in them. I'm not talking about those people, but unfortunately they are our brothers and sisters as well. I am not talking about those people who never worked, who never struggled for this country when our people had been struggling to achieve freedom. I'm not talking for those people. I am just talking for those people who are real owners and who are real concerned for this nation, who do not want just to get benefit only, but do add corporate certain work for this country, certain contribution for this country. I'm not talking for those people who are sitting in very high positions because they are abusing power. I'm not talking for those forces who are beating people of this country, paid by this. They are paid by these people and they are beating these people. I'm not talking for those people. Really, my talk is very limited to real patriot of this country. I'm not talking for those people who abused public in 2013, defaming some government and telling that corruption was there, and those people forgot that time. In the name of Lokpal, they struggled a lot. They showed the stage drama backed by certain people like RSS and BJP those days. I'm not talking of those people because they have disappeared from scene. Those were all liars. I will not take names, you all know them. Those are all traitors actually. They just staged drama in the name of Lokpal and in anti-corruption issue, and they did nothing after that. They just disappeared to government positions. They all are traitors, whoever they are. They just befooled people of this country. I'm not interested in them. They are now in big positions, they are ministers, and everywhere they are. They befooled this public, and this public got befooled very easily because public was misled. And same people are in power now. So they can't work for this country. That's impossible. I'm very serious about this issue. This country is not owned by one man. This country is owned by 140 crore people of this country. And 2020 has become our teacher, has become our leader, has become our director. 2020 is very significant year in history of our country. It's going to record that we people were not dead by mind, by souls, by bodies. We would be alive. We were actually dead for last 6 years. We had been dead. For last 6 years, we had been made dead. We had no capacity to think. We had not capacity to do anything. We just had lot of trust. Eminent degree of trust, highest degree of trust in certain government. We cheated every citizen of this country. I don't care for anybody because you have to speak truth for sake of God. Because truth always triumphs. Satyemev Jyete. That is our basic food. That Bharat, India is based on truth, not based on falsehood. And our constitution stands upholding its status given by we people of this country. And I salute we people of this country and all those people who are concerned about this country, not about themselves. Cheated, always cheated. But how long? We people of this country are responsible for this country and not few percentage of people. They are enjoying this country. They made abuse of banks. They abuse power. They abuse system. They abuse public. They abuse resources. And they have enjoyed very well. And they are having 90% of wealth of this country with them. Why should I talk of them? They are robbers of this country. Government itself is a robber of this country. All are robbers, in fact. Directly or indirectly, everybody is looting, everybody is robbed as much as possible to their power of law. Law has been made a tool to loot this country. System has been made a tool to loot this country. People have been made to sleep and not to even watch what they are doing. This has happened. But limit is there. Always there is limit. That limit has to come to force, to tell what I am. People are innocent. We know those people who don't have resources, they just have an ambition, have a destiny to live a good life or a reasonable life, if not very luxurious life. But those who made abuse of these people, they can't be trusted, including government of this country, including institutions of this country who have always lived luxurious life without contributing anything. This is citizen of this country. I am talking on behalf of citizens of this country, common masses of this country, because I am not very high profile person. I am lower profile person. Whatever I did in my life, I got because of this nation. I got education. I got food. I got environment. I got teachers. I got schools. I got education, all because of this nation. So I cannot condemn that. That's the basic fundamental requirement of every human being. And if some state fulfills that, I have to be grateful to that. I have to be thankful to that state. And that is Bharat, India. A city, a nation, a state for everybody coming. This is not rich state, of course. We have resources, but we are not to that level that everybody can share highest part. People share their sentiments, their emotions, and we are doing that. But our emotions, our sentiments cannot be abused, but People are abusing that. That is not acceptable. No one can accept that. This nation is not owned by political leaders and not owned by institutions of this country. This nation is owned by each and every citizen of this country. If somebody doesn't accept that, that person is fool, that person is mad, if he doesn't understand that. If somebody doesn't understand what this nation is, that person should go to lunatic asylum and have treatment better. This country is owned by its citizens, its subjects, and everybody has right to speak, communicate, and has right to come to power. Everybody has. And if somebody thinks I am owner of this country, I can enslave you, remember, there is no slave in this country and can never be. If you think to slave people, you will be thrown off power. No one is slave here, cannot be. We are not slaves. We are not your subjects. We are subject of Bharat. We are not subject of government of this country. And we are not subjects of any institution of this country. We are subjects of Bharat, India, our soul, our body, our wealth. That's it, yes. I'm not speaking on roads. I'm speaking from my mind. I'm speaking to everybody, irrespective of people watch this or don't watch this video, but I'm doing my duty, what I think people are. If some government thinks we can do anything, that government is full of fools and that government has to go. It's not your father's property, it's public property in this nation. It's not government's father property. It's not anybody's institution's father property. This is public property, and public is super government of this nation. Because this public means we people. And we people means father of constitution. People means father of constitution. It is people of this country who are responsible for constitution of this country and no one else. Just remember, you are not whole soul. You are just a part to help people be governed properly. And you are not master of this country. So be within your limits. If you cannot listen to people, you have no right to be in government, whoever you are. If you are not ready to submit yourself to people, because final approval is granted by people of this country and by nobody else. Whatever act parliament does, or government does, or someone else does, is not final. Final is that which is accepted by people of this country. That is our system. If people reject something, means must be rejected, irrespective of that has been passed by parliament or by someone else. Because parliament is also authorized by people of this country, by no one else. It's not on itself authorized. We have to be very careful. Those who understand this point are called liberalized people, free people. And those who don't understand this, they are slaves. Those who do not understand meaning of our national constitution, they are fools, they are slaves of their minds and by those who are misleading them. No one can mislead somebody. No one can mislead anyone. Go and read your powers, your values, what you are. Everybody must feel pride that you belong to this nation, which nation has got some fundamental writing about its powers and rights, and that is what you are. And if you are so stupid, you cannot understand this, you have no mind to understand, no one can help you. Because you don't want to your mind, this means you are just like an animal. Use your mind. Your mind has much power to understand, and if you cannot understand that, no one can help you. This is what I am telling you, each citizen of this country. This country is yours, and government is your servant, president is your servant, and institutions are your servants. They have to serve you, and if they cannot serve you, you can crash them. You can thrash them. That's what is required. Freedom was achieved in 1947. It was not in one day struggle. 90 years long or more duration was used to encounter those people who enslaved us for decades, and before that others for centuries and centuries. And still, it's only 72 years since 1947 that we have traveled a distance, but we have not even run, we have not even been able to run this country smoothly, even after a lapse of 72 years, because we do not want to understand what we are. We cannot study self, we cannot understand what we are, how we are, and what way we have to go. We are different type of classes of people having different types of understanding in our minds, and we are actually not scientifically oriented yet. We are not yet scientifically oriented people. We are based on, you can say, myths. We are based on religious frictions. We are based on caste frictions, and we are not still absolutely able to think about this country as a nation of one class of people, and that is Bharat. You may say anything, you may support any political party. I don't care for that, because I don't recognize any political party in my mind. For me, they are looters, they are robbers, they are not service class people who can serve their country. They are all crooks. We have to remove this political party from our system if we want to run this country rightly. Forget about supporting someone. There's no one who is genuine as on today. No one. You cannot trust anybody except your own system which you have devised. You have devised a system, but you have not understood that system. That's a problem. You have not successfully understood your own system, within which power, under which mandate you have been living in this country. You have forgot, you have missed that understanding, and that you cannot understand until you open your mind, which mind should be free from all clutches of these political stupids. I should clearly say they are just making their livings out of our emotions, out of our sentiments, A to Z all. And actually, politics has been considered an abuse by our people. And that's a fact. This is an abuse. Like we hate police name, we hate politics name. We hate that. It's not because name is bad. It's because their actions are bad. Their works are bad. That's what is fact. We have to make this country, yet it has not been made. It's just started long back, but we have not reached that state where we can say we are a developed society. We are a learned society. We cannot even call as of today that we are learned people. We cannot call that. We have intellectuals. We have educated people. We have research people. We have all classes of people. Fools, not fools, intelligent, not intelligent, caliber, not caliber, skilled, unskilled, all we have. But we have not yet that level of maturity, patience, mind status that we should have. And that is the reason we have to build it. But I cannot expect somebody in power that will build it. It's people of this country who have to build it. Remember, it is very easy to submit. It is very easy. You submit because you don't want to fight. You submit because you don't want to stay in your mind. You don't want to move. You don't want to do anything. You just submit. Very easy. But to think why to submit or why not to give commands is another issue. You can submit because you are not aware of something. You submit, oh, I know the solution. Okay, let us do. Whatever one is saying, we accept that. Because you don't want to analyze. You don't want to think. You don't want to concentrate on what's the problem. You just want, okay, I don't have time to do this. I'm not able. You are in stress, in depression, and you accept, okay, tell me what I have to do and I do it. That is submission. You are not able to have a smart mind to challenge why to submit. I don't submit, I will do myself. Finish. You get lost from here. You don't have that capacity yet. But that capacity is required because we are very low class of mind. We have minds, we have strength, we have courage, we have emotion. We have too much emotions, believe me. I think it's the first country in the whole world, our country, Bharat, emotional society. 95 to 98% we are emotional. We do everything which is emotional. We are swayed, we are moved by people. They know if they arouse our emotions, we get moved, we get swayed, we accept everything in emotions. But remember, emotions can never be permanent. Emotions can be for time being, for minutes or for few days or for weeks. After that, these emotions, these sentiments stop receding and die and disappear. But once they disappear, then you feel what you have done. Then your mind starts talking off. Then you have no answers. You have lost time. And that's why I want to suggest everyone to use minimum emotions to an extent nation is concerned. Yes, you can use emotions for your family, for your siblings, for your parents, for your society where you are living in, but not for nation. Just like you cannot use emotions while you are getting education, you are studying, you cannot use emotions, you have to learn. You cannot understand mathematics if you are emotional, you have to practice mathematics. You have to practice all subjects. By just getting emotional, you cannot understand any subject. Same thing applies if you are emotional. Oh, I am emotional, I have to support this man. Without even understanding that man, that's called wastage of time. And this is art of our people to emotionalize society and remain in power. And that is your defect, not their defect. All are masters of emotionalizing you in whatever way, in sloganeering, in promises, in making promises and delivering nothing, in giving you different types of charters. We give this right, take this right, we have given this right, and that right never realizes. You only expect in dreams, I'll get this, and you never ever get that. That's like a poem, kavita, shairi. Just like shair, all these poets, they sing imaginary volumes, and you enjoy till that poet is there, and after poet goes and you open your eyes, I was in dreams, you get nothing. Fairy tales, these are all fairy tales. But country is not a fairy tales. See, entertainment and seriousness are two different words. You go to see films for entertainment for 2 or 3 hours and come back. After that, you find nothing. You are on road. And again, but you are serious. You cannot entertain. You have to entertain seriousness. If you are used to entertain seriousness, I think then nobody can change you. You will change others. If you are serious, and you take seriousness as your entertainment, you will be a successful person because no one can change your direction or your philosophy or your destination, aim, objective of life. That quality, if you develop, you can do a lot. And that is what education gives you. Education doesn't give you a laughing book. It doesn't give you a laughing club. It gives you understanding. It gives you intellectualism. It gives you mind development. It gives you use of your mind, how to work. That's what it actually ignites your mind. Education is that tool, that's power. It doesn't come by blessings. It comes by hard study. If you think you go to temple or mosque and seek, oh God, give me education, God cannot give you that. It's impossible. You have to study for that. You have to concentrate for that. You have to sit for hours together and study and understand your subjects. Only then you can get education. Otherwise, it's nothing. For you, it is nothing. You say, oh, what education is, but I don't care for this. Yes, because you are not able to concentrate on that. Same thing applies to your society and to our society, that's nation, society of all 140 crore people. It's a society. We have to understand the society. But we cannot understand just by blind eyes and blind minds. Don't be blind. Okay, eyes cannot answer you, but mind can answer you. That is only if you want. If you don't know, I have to take food, I have to sleep, I don't care for this country, why should I worry about this country? This is really a bad statement. I have seen many people, and particularly those who don't have any problem regarding money, they speak that way, and I really hate those people. Their sentiments are bad, means they don't think for nation, they think only for themselves. I have seen many classes now. There are some people in this time who are not concerned about anything because they have a lot of money, their resources, and they least bother about the country. And there are some people who are having good jobs, earning, you can say, good packages, middle class, of course. They too are not concerned of this country. They are working in international companies here and there, and they are interested to settle overseas. So they are not careful. I talk to many people. Oh no! I want to go to US. I want to go there. There's a good life, this and that. And what is there in this country? Such classes of people can never be patriot. Because their home is not this where they're living. They have different kinds of home in their minds. So you cannot rely upon those people. So first class people, those who have a lot of money, like big business, you cannot rely upon. Their aim is only to earn more and more, and money makes money. So their destiny is not this nation. Their destiny is nowhere actually involved. They will get their destination, they make only where they get money, and they have many destinations in life. So they cannot be useful for this country, whosoever they are. Their aim is business. Other class of people are those, as I told, who have to make aims. They are not very rich, but they are not minds for this country. They are educated here, they got uplift here, but they are not keen to see this country as their permanent home. So I don't accept those people also that they are patriots. Then there's a different class of people who are interested only to rule this nation. They can never be patriot. They may take oath under constitution, but they can never be patriot because their aim is different. They are not able to serve society. They want to enjoy life. Out of those, maybe 10-15% are there who are interested in serving society. Then there's a middle class, which is a confused class. This class is power of this nation, but factually they are not ready, and they were never ready. They just want to lead a life that gives them comfort as much as possible. And that class is actually wealth of this nation. To some extent, you can say 25% consideration. They can lead this nation, but they are not interested until they are beaten, they're hammered, their minds are stuck, and that stage must be there. From time to time, they must face such situations which raises questions to them. That situation has come many times. It came long back also, that situation. During independence time it came. Then it came later on also when wars were effective, and also in emergency time. And it came only when there is an economical change, economical transition. Those people have variations in life. Of course, they are very well educated people. But instinct of patriotism is only in speech, not in actions. Those people are neither this end or not that end, but they are power for this nation. And then come down to last class, and that is poor class. Poor finance-wise, not skill-wise. Poor wealth-wise, not otherwise. They are real power of this nation, and they are abused by all classes. All classes. They are abused, they are thrown, but still they work for all. They are thrown in the name of caste, they are thrown in the name of religion, they are thrown in the name of money, but they don't have resources, and that is the reason they are abused. They are not very well educated as well. That is real India, Bharat. This can be farmer, this can be worker, this can be administrative class, small administration. This can be, you can say, part 60%, 70% part of this country. People have to think for them, particularly those people who are in middle class. They have a duty to think for them, because top people shall not think for them, and these politicians shall never think for them. Only there are two sections of society which have to help each other. You remember, if you don't have this class of people who are skilled or semi-skilled, if they are not there, can you construct your house? Can you run your shop? Just imagine. If you go to England and see what's per day a carpenter, a mason, or some other person, artisan charges, you'll find £100 a day. What does £100 means? How much you're paying them there? That's difference. Suppose here also £100 charges. Can you construct a home? Can you own a home? You can never own a home. All English people don't have houses. All Americans don't have houses. All Gulf people don't have houses. They in Gulf, government is paying, state is helping them. That's why they have houses, not because of their own needs. All Africans don't have houses. All Middle East people don't have houses. Reason? That is reason. Cost of workers and cost of materials. So we have to be lucky in this country that we have resources, natural resources, human resources, mind resources, and strength resources. But those resources have been seen by top people and who are abusing those resources, who are trying to win, trying to overcome, trying to own those resources, which are not their resources. We have to be serious about that. That is work of our watchguard. That is work of our chowkidar, which we are. But we are not guarding that. We are keeping our eyes and minds closed and allowing those people to loot whatever they can loot, and that is where we lose. That is where we think about. That is where to stay. We are not doing that. People are not serious there. People are just inclined and concentrating onto their goodwill, their best life, not for nation. 1947 gave us freedom. It bought freedom for us. That was expected, a wealth of nation, and it is. But have you understood that freedom? Till now, we have not understood that freedom. That's the fact. All classes of people do not realize that, and still today we don't realize that, because we have not suffered anything. We have not at all suffered anything. We never even imagined how we got freedom. But those who all lived, you can say, laid their lives for us, they do not survive anymore. I think hardly few people may be there, but generation now and generation before now, there may be 2 or 3 generations, 4 generations during this period. They do not realize what does freedom mean, and that is location of problem which we do not understand. I don't blame all, but I blame citizen of this country only, who is responsible not to understand what we should have understood. That time, our forefathers and their forefathers who were available during that struggle, they faced a lot of problems. Such type of problems we cannot imagine now, those problems. But now, what is very fastly moving, rapidly moving, and we have all kinds of facilities with us. We have all kinds of conveniences with us. Even then, we are not able to move to that kind of development objective which we should have achieved till now, because we have not understood our strength, our caliber. That must be understood. Country is a combination, it's a matrix, it's a mix of all people. And economy says, you can say, noble idea says, which our constitution recognizes, that we have to keep noble ideals of those freedom fighters who laid their lives into our life we should bring. But ideas, we do not know what ideas were. Only ideas we know that we had to get freedom, and after that sleep. That's what happened. We are only interested to live good, comfortable life, enjoy facilities. That is why modern youth are. Generally, you can say, in general, middle class is interested in facilities and top people are busy in using facilities to maximum level. And those who are lowest, they are only interested in food and clothes because they don't have houses. And supervising class is government, which is only interested in having seats forever. So what is left? Nothing is left. Who is bothering about country? Who has bothered about country for 7 decades? It was our duty to bother about that, but we never bothered. In which country there are more than 70% people who are devoid of powers and opportunity, and you think a few percentage of people enjoy full power, can that country be cohesive? Can that country travel long distance? I don't think so. And this is what happened. For namesake, we have constitution. For namesake, we have all powers in that. But for work's sake, we have nothing. How many of us do understand whatever constitution? We don't understand. We don't understand what people are. We don't understand anything. But we are going on living. That is what I want to change. I want to think. I'm not able to change actually. I'm just a very small person. But I want to see that change. Don't you want to see? I could not understand. This is our country or country of politicians. It was before 1947 country of British, and then before Mughals, and then before someone else. Are today we able to think? Forget we have or no. Are we able to think? It's a question. I am educated. You are educated. Yes, we are. Certified educators. Can we think about that? We cannot think because we did not do anything. Whatever education we got, that's not originally education developed in this country. That has been copied and pasted. You can see any profession. You will not find any original work from our people. Most of those syllabi, those codes, those procedures, copied and pasted. So where do we stand? We are copying and paste society or what? Because we never learned in our life to think, to develop. Now somebody has done something and they cry on that only. We are saying we are sending space to space rockets and satellites. Is that original work? No. What cars we are driving? Foreign cars. That's not original work of our country. This we are spending our money to foreign countries, right? What achievement we had? We had agricultural process, agricultural industry. We are not considering that as an industry yet. And we are neglecting that. Still today we are neglecting that. Root is our locates in agriculture, in hard work. It is very difficult to be a farmer these days. It's not possible because farmer cannot earn, can lose easily. But it is very, very easy to be a software engineer or to IT company because they earn. We are earning in service sector and not in production sector. We have to understand this point. Whatever we developed because of service sector. Service sector means where you provide service, no product. Means still we are not advanced. We are only servicing. We are not producing anything. And until we produce something and export, we cannot get foreign money here. We will just sell our money to them. We have to import products of oil and we have to pay them. Hardly I think we are sending some spices maybe or some clothes or very small items to foreign countries. So we are getting that level input. Whatever foreign exchange we have got only through our people who are working overseas and particularly in Middle East and Gulf countries. They have contributed to our foreign reserves and no one else. It's not because of our industries. Our industries have looted that one. Our people who are rich, they are not interested to invest here, they are interested to overseas. This means still we are not uniformly located in our system. There is a system, there's law, there's everything, there's a benefit, there's every time budget is there, but it's not for this country, it's for those people who are not interested in this country. So that is where we fail. Not once we fail every year. Every year. Now there's a talk of GDP as if it's a fashion word. Everybody knows without products, without production, you cannot raise your GDP. Without use of people, without employment of people, you cannot enhance GDP. That is very common. There is no need of any economist to tell. It's very much. If you don't produce, you cannot earn. It's same thing you do in your business. If you don't sell something, you cannot get money. It's so simple. So nobody is thinking of that. This is common sense, but people are not thinking, and nobody even thinking why this is not happening. How can it? When we sit and concentrate, only then we can understand that. But problem is we never concentrate, we never try to study, we never try to comprehend, to can say bring all problems to one place and solve. This is not our culture. Our culture is different. We just want a job, whatever type of job we get, and we just make money and stay. Well, that is one part which is necessity. But culture doesn't exist. Working culture in our country was there sometime, but now it does not exist. We are crying, we are shouting, we are weeping, we are doing every possible non-producing activity that we cannot get any result. That is the problem, and we don't want to think on. And when society does not think, government also does not think. Remember, aim of government, objective of whatever government is in power is to keep themselves employed, because this is their employment. Prime Minister is employed as Prime Minister, President is employed as President. They want to stay in power because it is their job. If person is not Prime Minister or Minister, that person cannot get any job anywhere. Similarly, it's good for all MPs and MLAs, everybody. They want to keep their employment intact, but they don't want to work there as well. They want to remain there in position, but they don't risk, because their objective is only stay there, and that's all. If everybody is interested in its locations, in its job activities, then what shall happen to country? This is actually a problem. This is actually a problem. Otherwise, we are very great country. We have resources. Remember, resource number one, we have human resources. Those resources are reliable, evidently reliable. We have developed Gulf countries. Millions of our people have worked there. We developed buildings there, infrastructure there, education. It's not only Gulf countries, it is Middle East as well. We worked in Iraq, in Libya, in other countries. Our people worked. We worked in Canada, worked in England, worked in America. Tell me which places there our people have worked. This means we have skills. But we use these skills for others, not for our country. And that is where drawback lies. We have drawbacks, but we know our value when we are located off country, out of country, other countries. We can work there. We can listen to whatever command comes in. We can do work according to their requirements. We produce quality work, specific work. But in this country, it's like a vegetable market. Do whatever you want. Nobody cares. So are we vegetable market? We have to question. We have to investigate. Are we vegetables? I think yes. We are vegetables. We are wheat grains, rice grains. We are spices. We are like that. Shall we move like this? Citizens have to think. I understand government cannot think, and I don't want to rely on government, because if we do ourselves, I think government listens then, otherwise not. If you are serious, government shall be forced to be serious. Government knows very well. People are not very serious. People just enjoy life. So they create frictions among people itself. That's best way. You create frictions among themselves, so they will be busy in quarreling and conflicting themselves, and you enjoy. Every 6 months is something and create another friction, or every year create another friction. This is the best way to slave someone. Let them fight. Just like your social enemy says, oh, this family is advancing, let them fight together. Let brother fight sister, or father fight with son, and all that, and you enjoy, you get rid of that problem, and you stand with high personality. See, this family is very bad, they are fighting together. That's what we are. Government is our enemy actually. Though should be friend, but practically speaking, virtually, they are working as virtual enemies of this country. Because they are not thinking of this country. They may speak anything. They may do anything. Nobody knows. And we are accepting them. We are accepting. The problem is that they can make laws according to their wishes, which suits them, because they have power. For me, parliament is government and central is government and judiciary is government. All are government act for law. Law says is governance. Constitution says Constitution of India, Bharat. It defines all institutions and public. It defines clearly. This means Government of India, it is actually not Constitution of India. As it was called before 1947, Government of India Act 1935, and before that Government of India Act 1919. So if you have a chance, if you can download from internet Government of India Act 1935, download and see what it is. You will open your eyes, of course. Because that is not 1-2 page. It's hundreds of pages, which even our constitution is short of that. Government of India Act 1935 actually was a constitution of India, because in Britain, constitution doesn't exist. They have different kinds of documents. Magna Charta. Have you ever heard? It's a kind of principles of constitution. And there are hundreds of charters and parliament acts. Charter is their fashion. Charter is their ritual. Charters are what issued very even if you remember, we got East India Company. That was chartered 1600. There are so many institutions in this country which are chartered and still they are working on the same. Example is Calcutta High Court, Allahabad High Court, Bombay High Court, and many others who are still chartered. Madras High Court still chartered. Institution of Engineers India chartered. There were charters, and Law Ministry was once chartered. So they were fashion. The Parliaments Act also. Some parliaments authorize king to issue charters for educational institutions, professional institutions. But we have different system. We have no charters. Doesn't exist or exist doesn't mean anything. Question is, we have to understand ourselves. Government does not mean our boss. Judiciary doesn't mean our boss, and parliament doesn't mean our boss. Our act is, our charter is Constitution of India. Bharat ka Samvidhan. Constitution means charter of this nation. Charter, just like UNO charter, we have charter of this country. We have to charter means written rights. Charter means written grants. What you are, what is your title, what is your identity, what is your scope of work, what is your scope of results, and what is your job description, and what is your authority. All that means charter. So our charter is Constitution of India, Bharat ka Samvidhan, which is authored by, owned by people of this country. This point you have to understand. And until you cannot understand, you cannot understand our system. And when you don't understand our system, you cannot understand anything. You cannot understand anything. Believe me. These people do not want you understand this. No one in this country, except citizen of this country, understands, must understand. Otherwise, they will never be happy if you understand this. No political party, no government are interested that you should understand this. Because once you understand this, then whatever government is there shall run away, shall be thrown out, and all judges shall be smart enough to look into cases. All lawyers shall come to line because now they know they can tell you anything and you accept that. Have you ever met some lawyer, some advocate, how he talks, how advocates are, whatever advocates there? They will never talk to you legally. They will just ask you what is your case. They will listen to you. They know that you cannot give anything in writing. You just give some paper, something, and they write. They know because you don't know anything. Why? And whatever petition is drawn by advocate, you will not even understand what he has done. He will tell you, I have written this, this, and this, and this. Are you happy? Yes, I just sign it. And you will sign that. You go to many dates to court. You will not be able to understand anything what proceeded there. You will not understand anything. Yeah, I went there. Somebody asked, yes, I was there. He told them, I came next day, and till judgment is delivered. Even after that, you will not understand this. Your lawyer would say, your vakil would say, your advocate would say, you lost or you gained. That's it. Whereas no judgment says that you lost or gained it or won it. But your lawyer would tell that. This means you are very innocent. Our system is that much complicated in judiciary and legal that a common man cannot understand that. And that is intentionally made because these advocates and judges, they want to keep them elevated. They don't mix up with people. They want to keep off people. That's only basis. You are not able to hire very expensive advocates. You hire normal advocates, and those advocates work normally. They know 95% people of this country do not have any access to understanding of law. You may read some act by chance. When you are in problem, you will just run away to some advocate. This happened with you, save. And you are, oh yeah, I'll do it. No advocate would say or advise that I cannot do it. Even without understanding, that advocate say, yes, I can do it for you. So you will see, because that advocate is interested only in case and not in your good being. Because it's his profession, his professional advocate. He is paid for that. He has to work for that. So law is kept off people. That is well designed. For government, it's not a problem. They have support of law. They're not spending money from their pocket. They're spending from public funds. So they don't care for that. They can manage it. But to a private party, it's not easy. 90% of people in this country suffer because of this law problem, judicial problem. Even for a small case, a small cause, you have to wait for years for judgments. We have never thought like this. We always say, oh, date and date and date and that, and years and years and years and no result. We only speak. Have we ever revolted against this? Have we moved against this? Never. 70 years are gone. Nobody is serious. All are tolerating. We have been tolerating. Millions of lawyers are there. They are enjoying their jobs. They are enjoying their profession because of public. Public is not enjoying. Public is spending money, is spending time, is spending visits to courts, and then coming back. What happened? This date, that date, this. Oh, today is witness to what means you have to think, you have to wait for years just to get judgment delivered for a small cause. Remember, judgments for politicians, for assemblies, for other issues are immediately done because they are VVIPs, right? And what are you? You are nothing. This point people did not take into consideration for 70 years. And still they are not considering. This means somewhere we are sleeping. You are petitioner or your respondent or your whatever. You may die, your case may continue, no problem. You can die for court, no problem. For advocate, no problem. Okay, your legal is there, your survivors there, that person take care. They need their funding. It does not affect on health of advocate or judges. Just think, they say very senior lawyer, advocate, very senior judge. You are senior by age or by experience. If a judge cannot deliver immediately some decision, some can say award because of procedural restrictions, why don't we change those procedural restrictions? Why don't you limit that you have to adjudicate this case within this period? You can fix petition admission limit, of course. This is limitation of this case. You have maximum 3 years or maximum this, or filing of appeal is 90 days or this and that. You can limit there, but you cannot. You talk of this and all judges will oppose this. All advocates will oppose this because their fees are impacted. No judge can accept this. Come on, why? That is where public seriousness is required to think. If we do not think this, means we have given open hands to these people. Your crime is done in 1 day. Your project is only for 1 year. There is dispute. 1 day crime, you have to wait for 20 years of final judgment. What justification is there? Can witness remember for so long? Faces changes, mind changes, locations changes. But we are not able to streamline our system. Our streamline is inefficiency. 20 years, 30 years, 40 years means year is like a minute, right? Your year in judiciary is like a minute. And for advocate, it is earning. Every day I shall earn something. This is stationery expenses, this is typing expenses, this is witness expenses, this is paper, this is this. That advocate shall charge every time something. And then once judgment is delivered, celebration. And if not delivered in your favor, okay, appeal money. The advocate continues to make money. What else is required? And if advocates make money, police also makes money. So both are relative to each other. Police is junior, advocate is senior. At bail time, arrest time, witness time, argument time, every time you have to pay something. 10 years you have to wait as well. Because you are scared, you will put in jail, you will be behind, or you have to face prosecution. So our problem is very serious. We are saying every citizen has rights. Yes, we have rights. Our constitution says justice, liberty, opportunity, equality, dignity, friendship, brotherhood, sovereignty, republic, socialism, secularism, democracy, all we have. We have complete power with us. This our constitution mandates. Very good. We respect that. It only in writing. That's it. Only in writing. No government is happy that citizens should be powerful. Until that person comes in government, that time he wants these people should be powerful. because he has to take vote. Once that person comes to government, immediately changes, immediately, because that person is no boss. Boss is boss. At that time, that person forgets what is public. That person forgets what's power of public. That time, our government. You have to listen to me. You understand? That person conducts as if that person's honor. Rather, that servant, that person says, yes, I'm servant, but doesn't define what servant is. That is a problem. That person knows very well that these people are innocent. These people can be convinced. These people trust. So that person abuses your trust, abuses your honesty, abuses your reliability, abuses your innocence. And we are accepting everything. That is a real problem. I don't think there are even 1% people in this country who can question, who can argue, who can stand against the government. Everybody intends to support government because of personal reason. Company people, industrial people, they cannot go against government. Celebrities cannot go against government. People are not interested to go against government because everybody is interested in its own existence, in its own development, in a possible benefit they can get through government. So everybody is self-oriented, you can say, in general. But workers are not self-oriented. Industrial people who are in lower classes, not self-oriented. Shopkeepers are not self-oriented. Students are not self-oriented. Middle class are not even then they are silent. Silence is disease. For something it is okay. When you are praying it is fine. Where you are offering your namaz it is fine. But for life, for nation, for your welfare, for your future, if you are silent, you are your self-killer. It's equivalent to slow suicide, slow poisoning. We are slow poisoning society. We are not running society. We are not burning mind society because we can be molded whatever way. We are tolerant society. We are society that can be kicked out. We are society that can be beaten. We are society that can be killed and people don't question. That society we are. This is character of our people. People cannot speak. Actually, we are slaves. In fact, that is our identity. Silence is another name of slavery. Cowardice is another name of slavery. You can say submission is another name of slavery. Do not claim anything is slavery. There are so many modern slaveries we are enjoying. What I have to take? Let public decide. And public never decides. When public start talking of, government stirs. It's happening now. You think there have been no revolutions during 70 years? How many strikes? How many close downs? How many shutdowns? How many mobs? How many fightings happened? Hundreds, thousands. Clashes happened. Curfews imposed in 70 years. It's nothing new, but those were localized. Those were not widespread. Those were not uniform. Fragmented. Fragments here, fragment there, fragment here. Big country. 6,000 kilometers long country. Fragmented. But 2020 is different. 2020 is a year of constitution. Remember, 2020 is a year that is opening our constitution. It was adopted, published, enacted in 1949-50, but 2020 is opening year of this constitution. After a lapse of 70 years, our constitution is awakening. It was sleeping. Constitution had been sleeping, means people had been sleeping. And governments enjoyed, institutions enjoyed, all those in power, they enjoyed. Public did not enjoy, because public did not have mind, did not have will to contest all these institutions. But 2020 is different. That is causing worry to all institutions of this country. Great worry is being caused to them, all institutions of this country, who are constitutional bodies. And that is really a great start for public of this country. More than 70% people are starting questioning. And those people who are with system, who are with these cruel people, they are silent. Let them be silent. How long shall they be silent? This is not British regime. This is public regime. This is republic. Again, this is one end sovereign state, on other end it is republic state. State means statutory, means a state. And in between are socialism, secularism, and democracy. These 3 points, these 3 powers, socialism status, sovereign status, and democracy, are traveling between controls of sovereign and republic status. We have to ensure how much of these controls we can achieve, because we have achieved nothing till now. And we never ever reviewed that. But time has come now. We have to review these powers of constitution. We have to understand what is citizen. This question has automatically erupted now, because we took it easy all days, all years in the past. But now we have to compact it properly and consolidate it forever. It's not that government would do, it's neither institution would do, public would do. Because public is responsible for our constitution, no one else. It is only public of this country which shall decide. Time has come. A great transition has started, because no one can risk a constitution. A question has erupted whether we want to use constitution for our future, or we want to use something illicit thought which is called Hindu Rashtra or Manusmriti. There is now a case between two, public case, supreme case. We want constitution, or we want Hindu Rashtra Manusmriti, constitution versus Manusmriti. This is title of case, public one side and fools other side. People have to decide what to do. There are some people who are thinking to destruct this country, to disintegrate public for their own benefits. They want to differentiate society, keep societies into different, you can say, pieces and enjoy. On the other hand, there is public of this country which has to decide what is required. It's question of future. It's not question of 2020. 70 years gone were actually good years. Majority of years among the 72 years were pleasing to an extent the constitution is concerned. But now the time has come that we have to decide finally. Our constitution is not based on any religion. It's not based on any caste. it is based on only one consideration, one aspect of life, and that is citizenship, public. Citizenship creates public, that is called we people of this country, having solemnly resolved to constitute our nation Bharat India into sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic to ensure, to secure to its people justice, liberty, and equality for achieving fraternity, individual dignity, national unity and integrity. It is announcement in Constitution. It is empowerment on Constitution. It's not one person's, it is whole nation. And this is permanent announcement. It's a super oath of this nation that every individual, every citizen has undergone. This is what our law is, our land is. This is what Bharat is. Because Bharat is constituted by citizens, not by land or by nature. That is secondary. If there is no citizen in this country, there is no Bharat India. And if Bharat India exists, means citizenry exists. So we have to respect ourselves first. We have to forget religions, because there is no religion mandate. Religion means your personal relation to God, and you are free to decide about that. God is yours, but country is mine. Caste is yours, but country is mine. Nation is mine, and all other emotions, sentiments, imaginations are yours. You keep imaginations, sentiments aside and come to discuss about Constitution and citizenry. We have to decide which one we have to accept. Already Constitution is there, which is legal, which is formal, and is authentic and for us. Whole world knows that. And regarding other consideration, Hindu Rashtra, which is a fictitious name, fictitious in a sense, Hindu is not recognized in law. Hindu name. Yes, it is recognized in Act, Hindu Marriage Act. That is something else. But Hindu as a religion, authentic, is not existing all over the world. There is no such religion which is known as Hindu, because no holy book mandates it. No one can find it in any holy book. So it is also not acceptable. Those who think so are just misleading people of this country. We do not accept any religion in name as Hindu, because this is a fictitious name, and I openly challenge it. Show me in any holy book where does this name exist. Show me in Gita, show me in Ramayana, Mahabharata, show me in any place where does this exist. It's open challenge to all people of earth. Does it exist? Name exists in Arab, which has got different meaning, not a religion. Religion-wise, it's dharma that exists, it's Islam that exists, it's Christianity that exists, it's Guru Granth Sahib, Sikh Dharma that exists, or many others. They have their origin, they have their originators, those are on record, but only faith, only belief, that is dharma, that too has no origin on record, but that accepted, this exists. But that is not in relevance to Constitution, that is society personal, individuality personal. That is respected accordingly, but Constitution is free of all such aspects and constitutions. We have to think that way. When we say we people, it doesn't mean we religious people. It means we claimable people, we people who own this nation, we have to restrict ourselves to that, or else we cannot handle our society. When Constitution mandates that it has no relation to any religion, this means no relation. This question of state, question of nation, that you have to stay within that limit. Apart from that, you can do whatever you want, which does not impact others, which impacts only your family or yourself. That is your personal liberty, and that right is given on preamble itself. Forget fundamental rights or something else. Preamble itself mandates right to prayer or faith or whatever. It mandates that. Means it includes, but without definition. It simply says justice, equality, and all properties are there. Faith, belief, prayer, way of worship, clearly it's given there. But it does not define that, and that's very nice. Why should I define? It's up to you. We are not going to stop you. You do whatever you want, confining yourself to your limits, not to others. It should not encroach others. If one citizen accepts one thing, other one should not stop it, or you should not stop that. That's what our Constitution mandates, and that's very great. Means Constitution keeps you free to practice whatever religion you wish. It does not stop you. But you also cannot stop Constitution to move. Constitution is moving. It was moving sloppy. Now it has to restart. And that's what is required. Because we were not very well educated. We were not a society of very brilliant people. Brilliant means analytical people. What is brilliance actually? First we have to understand that. Education doesn't give you brilliance. No education can give you brilliance, except brilliance to that sphere which you are learning. In general life, in social life, if you are intelligent, when you analyze, you can be called intelligent. You have to analyze all aspects of every problem, every issue. If you can do that, then means you can lead to solutions, because you understand problem. Solutions can be charted out only when you understand problem. And if you understand problem, you can find solutions. But remember, you are public. You can do that. But government will not do for you, because government has its own limitations. They are bound by law. They are bound by Constitution. You are also bound by Constitution, but they have their self-interests. Every government has self-interest. They work accordingly, not according to your interest. Your interest is nation building. Their interest is future building. There's a difference. If our government thinks of nation building, it will be Ram Rajya. It will be ideal nation. It will be ideal state of governance. But till now, we did not get any government except few which think for nation building. Generally, often you can say, whatever government remained in power, to some extent, they thought of future building of their own, rather than concentrating on consolidation of people. That didn't happen. But 2020 is different. Well, brilliant. All students, they can think, they can understand, they can read, they can write, they can speak. They are speaking. It doesn't matter that those who don't have education, they cannot speak. They can also speak. There can be difference only in pronunciation or selection of words, but they are also suffering. So public is public. Public has to rise. Public has to understand. And it is fortunate also that situations, environment, or in our nation, everything is accumulating to one place. Year 2019, you guys, for the last 5 years have created a state where economy has gone, it's burnt, employment has burnt. It's, you can say, a situation of peril, a situation of turmoil, accidents, crashes we are in, and political problem and unrest in country all have accumulated to one place, which you can consider as a laboratory of nation. Our nation has changed to a political, social and economical laboratory in one sense, from where we'll get all answers. Yes, there's a drawback that all problems are emerging at one place, but there is a benefit also, that if you don't get such situation build up, you will never be serious, because every section of society has been affected very adversely. This is negative as well as positive. If it was in isolation at one or two places or at one or two points, people will not come to converge at one place. It is ingression of people at one place at one point for one consideration of nation and future, protection, preservation of sovereignty, preservation of socialism, preservation of secularism, democracy and republic. All factors have reached one location. So it's a question of concern as well as solving concern. This situation demands, forces everybody to think for finding pleasure and peace in future. This means this is a point very serious concerns and critical, from where we will gain some further momentum. We will restart from this point. We have reached some point of saturation or complete dryness. This is point where we are dried out. We have nothing left for our consideration except to rethink. And that rethink application exercise we have to apply now, or else we will not see any integrated social future in our society in future. 2020 is a great year. Actually, refined republic has come. Refined republic era has come, not day. Our republic started that day when this revolution initiated by people. And that injection, that poison is CAA. That poison is NRC. That poison is NPR. NCR, National Citizens Register, National Population Register. CAA are, you can say, spices, chili, and bitter taste, which are responsible for this state, but also you can say kind of injection. It is applied to people, and this is a medicine, you can say. Yes, it's against people, but also problem solver they will prove in coming time. You know what happens sometimes? God gift, we say, it's a miracle. I would consider these acts, this you can say, these developments as miracle. Sometimes it happens. Miracle means these impacts have beaten us, hammered our heads, and in short period of just few months, aggravated situation of last 6 years has hit high, and people have been forced to rethink. Those people who were dried out, who were sleeping, had been sleeping for years without any care of nation, just living to all these government politicians because they trusted them. They had full trust in them, that some problem solver have come. They will solve all their problems. But that contemplation, that belief turned hawks, just imagination, horizon, mirage. That belief resulted in, and then people got fall from tree or mountain and came to ground, and that stage has come in form, in transformation to first revolution after 1947. First revolution, in a sense, in free nation. This revolution I can compare to long duration 90 years revolution of freedom, but this is not that type. This is more powerful than that revolution, because there we were serious. We knew our enemy. We were very well to know who our enemy was in those days. But this time, our enemy is not overseas people, not foreign country. Our enemies are within our family. And when enemies stay within families, we cannot really understand. It's very difficult to locate, to pinpoint, this is our enemy. Because you cannot identify faces, you can identify their actions. People are secretly working, but we have to check them. We have to audit them. Because those who are not interested in nation, they will never work for nation. But they will claim everything. Unfortunately, we selected government, elected government people, MPs, without thinking, without having any degree of seriousness in our past. Well, we caused some mistake. There's no solution to that. We have to bear that mistake. It's not personal attack on someone. It's common attack, common observation of our people, which we call ours. Innocence of our people abused. I again say innocence. Sentiments were aroused and people acted and reached to this critical stage. Fortunately, we are a strong society. Though we are sentimental, emotional, yet we are having strength. We can make decisions if required. It's our decisions only that changed the government, brought in the government, changed government, brought in the government, brought in the parliament. It was our determination. But sometimes determination proves wrong. Decision make mistake. And we did. But once your eyes are open, once your minds are open, you can change, you can correct, remedy those mistakes. Remedial actions are necessary. Corrective actions are necessary. If you can do that, you can change your scenario. And you have power to do that because education and knowledge do exist simultaneously problems. If we know, if we understand where is problem, we can solve it. Fortunately, we are crores in population who are literate, highly literate. But I cannot say we can use all because people are not so easy to deal with. Few percent help and majority do not help because they are all selfish. And those who do not think for this nation, for society, I cannot call them reliable people. They are reliable only for self, for their families, not for nation. And those who are not thinking for nation, I cannot waste my time for those. Let them be where they are. I least bother about them. For those who are considering, who are taking into their care, this nation. Because remember, if a nation exists, you are valuable. If a nation doesn't exist, you are nowhere. Remember, Palestine is there. Remember, many Arab people are there in their own countries, they are stateless. Remember, what's happening in Africa. Remember what's happening in Venezuela. Remember what's happening in Lebanon and many other countries. Remember. Do not forget that. They are your lessons. Because those are also people. They are agreed societies. They are, suffering. We also suffered, but not to that extent. Till now, we should be lucky that we are in one nation. Bharat, a big nation. If you travel from one end to other, you'll cover 5,000-6,000 kilometers. It's not small, it's big. This means we are still covered. We are not running from one country to other, just like Africans are running to Europe, just like many others are ready to run. Hong Kong people are ready to run to Taiwan. So many developments are there which are bad one, yet we are still safe. It's because of our constitution. Believe me, constitution is our protector. It's our director, our concentrator. We cannot repeat German. We cannot repeat Poland. We don't want to be Israel. We want to be unique. Bharat is unique and can prove that we are unique. Unique means unequal. There is no comparison between our country and other countries. Cannot be. We are unique even if we have not developed that level. China has developed much more than us, but China is not unique. Clashes are there. Many problems are there, but we are still safe because our requirements are much less. Requirements of 70-80% people are much less than those 10% people who are looting this nation. Even our people are happy if they get food and clothes without any house. They can live in jhoggi jhopris, in hutments. Our people can eat one time and live. Our students can study in jhoggi jhopri schools. Poor people, they can study there. They don't need 5-star schools. Still we are living because we are contented with whatever we get. That is positive aspect. Negative aspect is we have to protect ourselves. We are not protecting ourselves. We are surrendering to those who are in power. And we say, oh, we are helpless. What can we do? Because we do not evaluate ourselves. We have powers, we have rights, but we do not understand them well. We submit to police. Oh, this is police. This is powerful. We submit to government. Oh, this is government. What can I do? It's parliament. What can I do? It's court. What can I do? Means I cannot do anything and they can do everything. This understanding must go. That is what education gives you. If your education cannot teach you, then who shall teach you? If you just think of Ram did that and Krishna did that, you also learn from that. Do not just leave it to what that Ram and Krishna did. You learn from that. You learn from Jesus what Jesus did. You learn from all those spiritual powers. That is purpose of religion. Forget constitutional. What Ram did, can you do? You are saying we respect Ram, we pray Ram. Okay, do it. No problem to me. It's your right. You want to say we want Ram Rajya. But did you understand what is Ram Rajya? What does Ram Rajya mean? What does Satyug mean? You can never understand. You only speak. You speak only from political reason, not from national reason. Ram is an ideal person. Ideal, most ideal person. Can you be? Ram was never avaricious, never greedy. Ram never did corruption. Ram respected his parents. Ram cared for his nation. Ram did all what a king has to do. Ram never violated anything. Ram preserved nation. Ram stayed in forest to preserve forest. Ram used animals for fighting, not humans. Ram used to encounter, he will lead himself. All of us. Do we have that kind of character? Never. None of us. Because Ram never played politics. We are playing politics. Ram never looted people. We are looting people. Ram never caused atrocities to people. We are causing atrocities to people. Ram never thought to remain in power, but we are thinking to remain in power. So it's complete opposite. No parameter, no point is comparable. You cannot compare any point. So how can you claim that you are following Ram? You are not at all following Ram. You cannot follow Ram. It's impossible. Because your mind is different, your consciousness is different, you are not good people. Your politicians are all crooked. How can be Ram? How can they be Ram? They all lies. How can they be Ram? They all kill others. How can you set arms? Your police is working as Ram, you think? Never. They drink a lot, they smoke a lot, they beat people for nothing, they take bribes. How can they be Ram? Your politics are same, all politicians same. They want to stick to power. How can they be Ram? You think they're serving people? If this is service to people, then I don't need such a politics. If this is service to people. You are beating your students and calling them terrorists, calling them Naxalites. Our students are powerful thing. Students who are in universities, they can encounter government, you think? What nonsense. Your ideas are stupid, septic ideas. Police force with you, military with you, defense with you, nation with you, parliament with you, money with you. And they are terrorists. They are encountering you. What nonsense it is. Your children are terrorists. Your kids are terrorists. If your kids are terrorists, you are terrorists. Just treating those growing minds like this, you are garment or you are cruel. Surprising. There can be bad people, I understand. But if they are bad, they can be corrected. But you are lamenting them. You are shooting them. You are asking police to beat them. What is this? Constitution? It is constitution? No. It is something else, undefined. You are not fit to govern. You are not fit to lead this country because you don't have any instinct of constitutional powers in you. You are like we call antisocial element, antisocial. You are like a criminal if you act this way. Nobody can accept this. Even if kids are bad, children are bad, students are bad, it's your duty to set them right. But by beating, by breaking their eyes, by breaking their bones, or by whatever, this cruelty, you can teach them? No. Your television channels are acting if they are only nationals, all other bad. These channels are not television channels. These channels are disturbing channels. They have disturbed peace in this society. They have disturbed. They must be jailed, I should say. They are not news channels. They are drama channels. They stage dramas every day. They must be arrested. Their owners should be arrested. Their anchors should be arrested. Every day they spread hate among society. They spread friction among society. What government is doing? Either are financing themselves, they're your channels, or why don't take actions? They're spreading hate every day for hours together. And nobody is there to look after them. This is not freedom of journalism. This is cruelism they are talking. They're not giving news, they're not giving information. They're giving only something pro-government. Are they government slaves? They should work for public, not for government. They are news channels. They have to give news. They have to give true news, not fabricated news. So they are also cruel. I don't consider them channels at all. They are master of cruelty. Do we need them? Do we need them, you think? Such people who are spoiling every day our environment, political environment, social environment, they are depressing people. They are giving stains to people. Every intention is stress. People, we have to think. So I say, we have problems. We have critical management everywhere. Those who are riches, they are not worried about this country. They have, you can say, a kind of undefined relation with those in power, and they are abusing that power. They are trying to get all kinds of benefits everywhere, and this is really surprising. Few people, few houses in this country, they are trying to control this country without any logic, and government submits to them without any basis, because government thinks they are in power. Economy, you know what's happening to economy. Education, you know what's happening to education. Education does not exist actually. You can go to see, you can go to review what is happening in engineering education, what is happening in medical education, what is happening in other educations, arts or science or all others. All everywhere standards are falling. Standards of education are falling. We have general standards for 7 decades, 6 decades. Education was very refined and open to people of this country. But now it has not been an education. It's being treated like a commodity. You go to buy, enjoy. No worry about its quality education or not. It is education that fits into requirement or it doesn't. Nobody bothers. More than 50% of engineering graduates who come out every year, they cannot fit in industries. So what is meaning of education? Medical people who are coming as doctors, they cannot treat patients. They have licenses, everything, but they do not. They charge a lot of money. Our hospitals are mere, you can say, there are more buildings than doctors' quality. It's surprising. You have to pay lakhs and lakhs and lakhs for small treatment. Can everybody pay that? It's a question. 25 lakhs expenses, 50 lakhs expenses. Imaginable or unimaginable? A person who's getting 10,000 salary, 20,000 salary, 30,000 salary, 40,000 salary, you think that person can afford that treatment? So where is, after all, people's government? Nobody is caring for farmers. Can you survive without farmers? It's a question mark. No one can survive without farmers' work. You may regard farmer or you may disregard farmer, but that product delivered by a farmer is a must. You may value that or may not value that, but you cannot live without farmer. You go to which other country you go to. 70-80% economy used to run by farming, by agriculture. This was our record, and still it is 60-70%. But people are not interested in farming because there is no money benefit, no financial benefit. So people work for finances. If you are working for finance, you are joining some job for finance. Oh, so much package I am getting, and industry are thinking of profits. Everybody is thinking of profit. Government office are taking lakhs of salaries monthly without doing anything. Same thing for all. So why farmers should stay behind? Why should farmers? I am a beggar, or is farmer a prisoner? Actually, you have made farmers prisoners. You have only this income. Either go. We don't give you more. Means it is not at one place problem exists, it's at every place. Politicians don't not do the job, they don't do their job. Leaders, ministers, our lawmakers, they are only for namesake. They are not for public, they are not for nation, they are only for themselves. Our judges are not very efficient, unfortunately. All judiciary is inefficient. If they cannot deliver judgments in required time, in expected time, there's not functioning. It's not functioning at all. And you know how government is, you know how legislature is. This means everywhere there is problem. Everywhere. Means those who have opportunity, they can make money, they can advance, they can update, and those who don't have opportunity, they slave as they are living. Nobody is to be concerned with them except when time for election comes. That time everybody comes, but that is cheating time. You are cheating voters and voters are cheated. That is very common now, no need explaining all that. My concern is 2020 should be respected, and it's a boiling year, I can say. It's a boiling year. It's a year where we have to start our amendments, our you can say corrective steps we have to take in this year. There was some problem. There are lapses on our system. We have lost something. We forgot that. We could not understand that. So we have now time to rethink on something which we ignored thinking, and that is our lifestyle, that is our existing systems, that is where we are. If we can think that, we shall get something. I cannot say that in one day you can do it. No, it takes time. But we have already lost time. We have lost some time of 7 decades that we never cared. We extended opportunities to all kinds of political classes to remain in power and do something for us. But these political classes did not care for our wishes. They just thought that they are only powers and public is nothing. Current politics is very different. If you call this politics, actually, I abuse myself. There's no politics remained. There's no political system remaining now. Politics has gone. Respect has gone. Politics has become gundaism, robism. It has become like you kill each other. Murder is very easy. You can give any name. You can treat anyone like you wish. This is politics. What is definition of politics? It's not defined anywhere in our constitution and also in any act. It's not defined. And if something is not defined, what is solution? Only solution is people have to define that. It's not defined. They have to define formally or informally, both ways. It is duty of people to define. Because constitution is responsibility of people. Constitution is not responsibility of government at center or state governments or legislature or judiciary. Constitution is the responsibility of people of this country, which Constitution says that everybody other than people of this country are under power of Constitution. It's only people of this country who are honors of this Constitution. Remember, though it was designed by Dr. Ambedkar, he served this nation in that capacity. Constituent assemblies of this nation and Constitution Committee served this country, but it is for people of this country to define what is undefined. Every other institution has limited responsibilities, but people are open to complete vistas, complete horizon, complete mirage. This is duty of people. Nobody shall tell you this, but this is fact. People actually is parliament, in fact. That parliament is controlled parliament, but people are unlimited parliament. That is a fact. Means there is no requirement of any representation. But practically, that's not possible. Yes, if there are 1 lakh, 2 lakh, 3 lakh people, they can sit together and decide in the rally. It used to be this way. If you work in Libya sometime when Gaddafi was there, Colonel Gaddafi, it was open democracy there. I was there for some time and know how they used to work. Even for transfer of certain officers or engineers, others in a company, they used to sit together and decide. Not simply, I have done transfer, you guys just go. No, it's not. They used to sit, how this guy is working, this person is working, what is the performance of that, and then based on that, the observation of that, decide where this person should be located. That is called open democracy. But our democracy, because we are too many, crores of people cannot be made sit one place and decide. That is practically not possible. That is the only reason representative democracy was introduced. That representative take your responsibility on your behalf, not on their behalf. Remember, this is a difference of understanding. We think they will decide. We think this is wrong thinking. Who are they to decide? They have to decide what we want to know, what we have to decide. They have to just execute that. This is representative. What you intend to do for this nation, it's duty of representative to tell all this what we want. Not that they want. This public and representative, there is a relation that exists. If not defined, it still exists. Your representative has to do what you ask him to do or you instruct him to do. But that we have not been able to understand. We always enjoy and consider elections as event. It's not event. It's serious business. It's serious occupation. Election. It's not that you are going to elect parliamentarians or then by them government. It's you are going to elect your coming 5 years every time. That is where you failed all the time. You enjoyed that, you danced, you celebrated. Those who win, they celebrate, crack fires. That is not our system. Our system is to write your future, amend your present, create wealth for this nation, move forward, have standards. That is Constitution. Constitution is for all. This means your benefits should go to all, not to top Ankolion. Is it your constitutional result you think that somebody is having a lot of money and somebody is having nothing? That is not our constitution. It never says that, but misinterpreted by people and they are enjoying. Your money is used by them and this is their money then. You are giving your money through banks to those people who are industrialists or businessmen, top businessmen, and they are enjoying your money in name that they are investing this money and they are paying back interest. They are neither paying back interest, they are not paying back money. This means they are running away with money. That could be in name of NPAs, non-proliferation non-productive assets, whatever we call them. And well design is there to help them. They are riches, very riches. Your money with them, you cannot act against them. And if you take some money from bank confiscates your property. You mean your constitution gives that power? Never. But they are enjoying this power. And government is garlanding them. They garland them. Oh, big man. These are very big men. We garland them because they are taking money from them. Bribe in name of political donation. This is a bribe. Bribe in name of political donation. Yes, you are being officially looted, robbed by government and by those people who are supporting government financially. So those people who are riches and businessmen, they are your robbers, and these leaders in government, they are your robbers. There are two types of robbers: robbing government and robbing business people. And you are accepting both as if they are your gods. So who is stupid here? Tell me. You are stupid or they are stupid? And you are happy? Some people are calling, oh brother, I don't understand. Businessman is brother of yours. How can we? Your money is enjoying. Your life they are enjoying. They are befooling you. You are happy. And then you are blaming. They know it very well. Where's your weakness? How can they befool you? They know it very well. But you do not know. I am again stressing you to open your eyes. Fortunate we are that some part of our country people have opened their eyes. Some students have opened their eyes. You may give any name to them, I don't bother about that. Our certain classes of people who are poor have opened their eyes. And it is great change that has started. And it's great worry for ministers who are barking now. Our minister says, I will not do anything against CA, it will move. Why you are telling? Keep silent. Who's asking you to do something? You will do yourself. It's your duty. If you do not want to listen to people, you think people shall listen to you? Don't forget, you are not above people. You may go from home to home, do whatever you want. Foolish government, really. If you are going from home to home to seek support for something you already done, no, what is definition of foolish? Tell me. Is there something else that can define a foolish person? You are government. You are power. You have a constitutional status. You have already done something. You have told whole world that this shall happen, and then you are going to people, give us support. What logic? It has no logic. Yes, those who oppose, they have a right to do that. But you're not opposing. Why you're moving from one person to other person? This means you are afraid to face people. You are seeking their blessings. For what? See, everybody makes a mistake. And you too have made mistake. Don't shout. Don't tell I will do this and I will not do that. You are only a minister. Not more than that. You are a minister and your boss is prime minister. Not more than that. You are not above people of this country. You are only confined to constitutional mandate. That's it. But don't forget, public mandate is above constitutional mandate. Public can give different mandates at different times. You are only fixed in your post for 5 years. Not more than that. So do not show over smartness. Public was sleeping, but public is now taking bed tea. They are taking bath. They shall come out, and they all have legs. Remember, they have feet. They have arms, they have minds, they are not in pieces. Your thoughts are in pieces. That is difference. Remember, Gandhi was silent on non-violence. He never explained that. That is problem people are not understanding. There is violence which is not physical, which is mental, mind oriented. There is a violence that is teeth oriented. There are many types of violences that can be acted upon. So don't be violent by speaking that I will not do this and do that. You are not owner of this country. You are only a small minister. I am saying a small minister because your mind is small, your mental power is small, and those who are very small people, they got wealth, they think they are very big. Same thing applies to you. You're a very small person, that's why you're thinking you are everything. Had you mind, believe me, you would act differently. You had acted differently. You don't have that. You are lacking that. You are poor in mind. You are poor in designs. You are poor in actions. That is why all problems have erupted. You are only first minister in history of this country that people are on road because of you. During post-independence periods, people have come throughout, and this is your credit. You are responsible for that. You are thinking you have done a lot. Yes, you have done a lot on negative side, negative end. You have generated a spirit of people. This spirit has come up. You have brought country to standstill. You and Prime Minister both are responsible for that. Without doing any homework, without doing any deliberation, any brainstorming with people, with public, without understanding what constitution is, without understanding what people seek, what they think, you have reached a certain abnormal decision, and parliament supported you, which is another drawback. These parliamentarians are not parliamentarians, believe me. They are just chess. They are just toys. They cannot think. They think they are slaves to prime minister. Sorry to say, they are. All those who supported this bill, this act, they are not having any worry for people. They do not concern for this nation. They are mindless people, and they will suffer. People shall certainly teach them desired lesson, and they will be sent back to their homes soon. Parliamentarian does not mean do whatever government does, support everything. This is not job of parliamentarians. Parliamentarians must think because they are representative of people. They cannot move with government. They should not move with government. They have to question government. This is job of parliamentarian. Parliamentarian means understanding of people first, understanding of nation, and understanding of constitution. If they cannot do it, they cannot be called parliamentarians. Just people, persons only sitting there for sake of yes or no and nothing else. Parliamentarians are dead actually. Even opposition is hopeless. Hopeless, completely hopeless. If you are not using minds, if you are not using what shall happen, what can happen, you are useless parliamentarians. If you are associated with ruling party, does not mean you cannot think. Are you slaves to your parties? Are you slaves to your leaders? No. You are representing people of this country, not political parties of this country. Yes, you have come on their ticket. It does not mean you do whatever your party wants. People voted to you, not your parties. Remember, it is people of this country who elected you, even though you belong to ruling party, but you are not representative of ruling party. You are representative of people. This you forget always. Those people, whenever they talk, oh, Prime Minister Sahab ke naam mein ye hua. I hate such talks. Whatever you are doing on your responsibility. If you cannot take your responsibility, I cannot elect you as my representative. I want a responsible person for this nation, not response to Prime Minister or response to political opposition leaders. I do not need those people. These are only devices. Political parties is a device. It's an organization. It's not law. It's not constitution. Political party is just the medium for people to come through that, nothing else. There is no requirement of political party. No at all. Because there's a group of people, like an organization, like a company. Okay, we are developing, purpose of political party is to develop people to work in houses of parliament or in assembly. That's the purpose of political party. It's not that you have to rule and people should follow you what you're saying. Constitution everybody has to follow, not political party. Your political party is an organization to help country, not to rule country. But understanding has gone differently because people are not clear. And this is duties of politicians to educate people. But they can educate only when they are educated. They themselves are not educated. How can they educate people? These are only business people now. Political parties have converted to business class, industry class, shopkeepers they are, showroom people they are. They are not real server of this country. Public has to serve itself because there is no guide, no direction. And this means first you have to understand your constitution, which is only basis to save this country. No other basis. No other basis do exist. I never thought before this revolution started that our students, at least in universities like Jamia, like JNU or others, prestigious institutions of this country, statutory bodies like because they have been produced after an enactment. All are statutory bodies. They are not companies. They have been approved by parliament and they are working as universities. I have heard many students on videos how they think what constitution is, what is their development of knowledge in minds, and of course I am impressed. I thought that this student community do not know what is constitution is, but I'm little encouraged that many of them are aware of constitution, what is constitution, what is preamble, and maybe I don't know thoroughly what they know, but I think they may know something about constitution. And it is only for the students. But if I see in general, if you take someone in working class, for example, my own relatives, I am depressed. I'm upset actually. If you talk to them, a graduate one, a postgraduate one, or occupational one, call who's in job, I talk to them. What do you know about that? I get very unpleasant response. But if you do not want to know about your nation even, which nation you want to know? You think you are respectable in that case? You know nothing about your nation and you are working abroad, for example, you go overseas and work there, and somebody raises a question to you, you cannot answer that. Then you think you are respected? If you do not know what you are, which country you belong to, what is that country, how it is ruled, then what's the meaning of your education if it cannot help you that? You may say this subject is not included. What do you mean subject is not included? Don't you read newspaper? Is that included subject? Don't you read novels? Are they included subjects? Don't you read something else which is included subject? There's so many, you can say, documents which you know, but not include part of your syllabus. So if you give some time and go through certain portion of our constitution which are directly related to you, you can get a lot. I'm not insisting that you go to read whole constitution. No need of going through all judicial procedure defined. No need for many chapters. If you just understand where you are directly related to, if you know that only, that is sufficient to understand your nation. But you have to take an initiative. Only then you can do that. But you are not taking that. And this is for all, I'm telling all students, and not only students, but also other citizens who are working stage, working class or professionals, that they have to understand at least your basis. If you are working here, if you are staying in this country, you must not be shocked when you know something happened and you don't understand how to react, how to do in either favor or against that. I never expected before that this change of our system would invite or would attract people in such magnitude, in such number. Nobody anticipated that would happen, and I am sure even this government was not aware of such attraction of people against provision of CAA and PR, etc. Nobody anticipated that because they never analyzed any issue. And again, I am saying, without analysis, you cannot be helpful. You cannot reach complete, perfect decision. You will make mistakes because you do not know what you are doing. When we analyze some work in our engineering, for example, just for your information, people may not know that, general people. When we do something, when we think of some construction or some design of even a small structure, it's not simply we start drawing, no, never happens. We have to find loads, forces that have to come on all parts of that building, all structure. You may be surprised to know that, but it is fact. There are complete procedures which are devised in our engineering codes that you have to consider weight or load of each part, how it is, finishes, all weights coming from forces you stand on that, or weights of material, weights of soil. We consider even weight or force of wind. We consider effect of heat or cold. We consider effect of earthquake. All that we have to. We consider moisture effect. We consider everything and work out all parameters according to formula. People may not know these things. We consider each and everything. How we have to work on materials. How shall material behave? This is all analytical work we do. And then make drawings and write about how to work on them. What material to use, how to use. Everything is done. But people do not know about that. They only know what is seen. What is seen is very small part. It's just 5 to 10% of engineering. What is done behind scene is big work. but that is behind curtains. That's why people are not sure. You know what a doctor does. He does operation, he does work in a ward or in ICU. You know about doctors. You know about advocates, how they work in court. You know about judges, how they work in court. And you know about chartered accountants, how they manipulate. And you know all those professionals or shopkeepers or industrialists, how they work. Because they are accessible to you. But we are not. That is why people do not know about that. Well, you know or you don't know, it doesn't make a difference. Question is procedures. And that is where our system lacks. You go and see any work, you will not find, you may feel it is good work according to your thinking, but factually quality is missing, safety is missing, and many other aspects are missing. That should be taken care of. But because we are unaware of what should be done, we least bother. What I am saying is, same applies to nation, it applies to government as well, and people, both. We have to educate, we have to reorient, we have to rediscover how can we improve. That is what required. It is nothing to do with politics. Social change in quality is required. Simple. There are so many classifications of social change in sociology, in economics, in civics, in many sectors. Social change is required. Social science is to be redefined. It is to be linked to scientific development. It is linked to real political development, national development. That is what is defined. We know very elementary, but we have to upgrade, keeping abreast all developing situations and circumstances now. That is what I'm saying. 2020 is very initial and threatening year, and of course solving year. It may not solve everything this year, but it shall constitute, it shall formalize a ground on which we have to shift our current standing and take this country to different destinations. That is what is required. Leaders in politics, whom we call leaders, would come and go, nobody bothers. But public shall remain there, remember. You shall remain there, your future generations would remain there, nations shall remain there. But with different approach, with consistency of future, with competent understanding, people shall remain. That is going to change this nation's philosophy. Those today who never respected our own would respect otherwise, because you have certain written document, you have to improve that document, you have to carry out that document, you have to move with that document. There is no way to frictionalize society into factors. That is what's happening. We have to stop that. It's not a question of what's happening now. It's very temporary. It shall be solved by people automatically. If people in politics do not solve, if courts do not solve, people know how to solve it. People are having that caliber, because these people got independence not through courts, not through government. Independence was achieved by people themselves. So if people can achieve independence, they can resolve every issue. Of course, experts are there to support. We have to reach, we have to evolve that way. Constitution has no deficiency. Yes, there could be difference of opinions, but grossly speaking, Constitution gives answers to your problems uniformly, not locally. That answer must be searched out, and that can be searched only by people. There are supporters and opposers everywhere. But we should think out of that. If you keep in mind only one goal, and that is nation building, national interest above all other interests, solution is available. And if you go beyond that, you don't want to think for this, you want to think for something else. If you keep in mind your faith, your religion, your society, caste, all that, prefer that, then you cannot find answers. Constitution cannot give answer in that case. If you mind free, if you keep free, you want to receive all inputs, answers are available. It's up to you, every citizen, to chart out what you have to do. I am really glad to know that some people have started talking. Important thing is responsible members of our society, and those are women folk, much more responsible than others, to enrich nation publicly. They have come to represent themselves on roads. This is great alert for all those who are in power. This is great alert for all those who are in judiciary as well as who are in parliament. That warning signal, striking signal is ringing. Permanent consideration has gone. Challenge has started to surface. They're coming out on roads, and particularly those women folk who were considered slaves, who were considered as if they are not able to think anything. If that part of society comes out on roads and that exhibits, demonstrate that they are not fools, they can think, they are able to speak, they are able to express their opinions, and they understand what they are. That is a great indication, a great warning to government. Amend yourself, or public is en route to tilt you, to revert you, or to replace you. Every announcement is this. Do not think that people do not understand. It was your fortunate time that they had been silent, they had been tolerant, but now they are strugglers, they are attackers mentally, spiritually, and they are determined on top of that. Determination for something is very valuable. When government fails to determine, when judiciary fails to determine, when parliament fails to determine rightly, then only answer comes from public of a republic, public of a sovereign nation, and that we are. Whole world is watching what we are doing. Do not take it lightly, because we have only one constitution in whole world that is uniformly located and humanly given. It's not confined by religion. Important thing is that you even read American Constitution, which demands Christian to be its president. UK, which demands that king or queen can only be that which is Christian, member of church, head of church. And you can so go to any other country, you will find some types of restrictions on hierarchy or somewhere else. But it's only unique nation that is not dictated and dominated by fictitious power of any religion, because this constitution believes in humanity and not in faith powers. And when humanity speaks, no one can encounter it. So, this constitution has strength, has soul, spirit, power that can be taken and used by every citizen. This, this constitution teases all other constitution of world. This constitution teases them in a way that you are limited, I am unlimited. You are ruled by faith, I am not ruled by faith. I am ruled by uniformity of people. I am ruled by conscience. I am ruled by mind of people. This is what Constitution announces. But we are not able to listen to that announcement. This is a crafted Constitution, innovated Constitution. Innovated in the sense this fits in the thoughts of people here, except some foolish people who cannot understand what's best for them. Those people who cannot come out of minds of faith or religion, they cannot understand this constitution. Those who can isolate two fields, keeping religion one side and life another side, they only can understand what is this constitution. Otherwise, all others are kids, you may say. They cannot analyze, however educated they are, however highly educated they are, but they cannot keep in fit with this provision. I have my opportunity to go through Constitution superficially. Of course, I'm not a lawyer or advocate, yet you can understand without being an advocate. And I don't find anything that contravenes citizens. Only problem is game plan. There are various game plans in all institutions. Those game plans cannot fit in this constitution. And that is the reason some people who want to play game plans, they want to destroy this constitution. They are very powerful people. They have been behind this activity for decades. They failed in 1947. They failed before that. Until now they failed. But by chance, their parrots, their pigeons, their crows are sitting everywhere in all institutions. You can say that. They are sitting, they are planted in legislature, they are planted in executive, they are planted in judiciary, and they are planted everywhere. That is a design failure. People did not check this. This intrusion of those parrots into constitutional system, this intrusion of that pigeons into our system, which is constitutional, but they have put their own representatives there with concealed arrangement. And that is what they are destroying. Every letter written in the constitution, they are destroying a spirit of constitution. That is our enemy. Those strength of people is our enemy. But we are not able to locate them. And if we do not locate them, they will eat this constitution. They will destroy this constitution. And we cannot save this constitution. Then they will impose their own wills on us. But our constitution is not that weak as well, because it is citizens' constitution. It is public constitution. Which basic fundamental foundation, citizen, which is soul of this constitution, they are trying to attack. You get me? Citizen, public means group of citizens. Originally, They are trying to attack by nuclear bomb on this unit of citizen. That is what CAA is all about. That is what other propositions are all about. If you understand this point, you can understand everything. My constitution is by citizen of this country. And if that citizen is attacked by arrow or by gun and killed, the citizen is killed. This means constitution is killed. Now it's up to this citizen, what citizen wants. This citizen has to decide. Citizen wants this constitution if citizen has to survive, or citizen wants a replacement if citizen has to die. Die in sense of mind, die in sense of liberty, die in sense of not getting justice, die in sense of not getting rights, die in sense of that you are nothing. You are my servant, you are my slave, you have to accept my commands if you want to live, or I shoot you. If you want that state in future, enjoy that. If you are ready to die, die. And if you want authority, power, status, height of mind, future, respect, regard in the whole world, you have to become a citizen. Remember, every time, every day, every moment, that you are citizen. You are not praja. You are citizen who is authorized to challenge, to ask all these institutions, do it for me or don't do it. This is citizen power. If you are praja, then you don't have power. Because praja has to do what king commands. Here, no one is king. Public is king. Republic. It could be otherwise. It could be otherwise in different terms. Sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic kingdom. But this doesn't match. Because if you are sovereign, you cannot be kingdom. Only king is sovereign. Robert said, if you use yourself kingdom, not republic, this means kingdom means king is sovereign. Here we say republic. This means public is sovereign. That is difference, and that is different equal to different of earth and sky. That's difference. It's a big difference if you understand in theory. But in practice, you are not understanding this. That is only a problem. Our leaders, our politicians, our all these luminaries, nobody is explaining anything. No one is explaining. No one is interested to explain to people. Because you erode their powers if you learn it. If you learn it what you are, you erode powers of judges, you erode powers of advocates, you erode powers of lawmakers, you erode powers of government and prime minister and all that. That is where money lies. That is where strength lies. That is where institution lies. Actually, you are institution. Public is institution, not these institutions. They are delegated institutions. You are a part of king. You collectively are king. This point you have to understand. One man is not king. All people are king collectively. Just like we say, Council of Ministers is collectively responsible for any policy decision. Similarly, people collectively are responsible for this nation. You have to celebrate that idea. Not simply 26th January, no. Every day you have to celebrate. 26th January is just a declaration day, but every day is justification. You can celebrate every day Republic because Constitution is with you. This is what they want to destroy. Because if Constitution is destroyed, they can impose their wills onto you and you can't do anything. This is why I say 2020 is a burning year. It's an explosive year. It's a nuclear year. It's a changing year. It has already started. We have to change gears. We have to set direction. We have to move from here and go to our final destination of this country, which we have missed so far. And destination is that you have to govern yourself. You have to govern yourself through your people, not through these institutions, people. And that is, you have to empower yourself. Till now, we used to say we are empowered, but now we have to make this. And we can empower ourselves only when we are all united. United in a way, I'm not including those who do not understand what should be done. They just keep themselves binding with government. Let them bind with government. I don't care about them. Because they may have some benefit, that's why they are doing so. I don't care for those industrialists or businessmen who are very rich, who are looting us. They have their interest. They shall not help public. They shall try to loot public. And they have done it. And those people who are called whatever you say, they are only inclined to, without thinking, okay, let them incline to. But if you make yourself analytics, if you make yourself an analytical person, think for problems, you can solve problems. If you cannot think for problems, you cannot solve problems. So only solution is you have to uphold your constitution. Understand it. Time is coming. Changes are on cards. I can see there shall be drastic changes because government is getting every day weaker. Weaker and weaker. They may not say so, but their arrogance is telling that. Arrogance of ministers is telling that. Arrogance of other institutions is telling that. When they see something, they stick to their decisions, and that is weakness. If a government cannot listen to people's voice, if judiciary fails to listen to people's voice, this means they are impacted upon. Everybody wants power. Nobody wants to give power to public. That is problem. Power is taken by public, but it's not given back. That is a problem. When Panchayat Raj was organized constitutionally during Rajiv Gandhi time, what he said, do you remember? He said, people have empowered us because people empowered Rajiv Gandhi with 400 MPs. And he said, I am returning you back institution of panchayats. Whatever power you have given me, I am returning you with that power. So you rule your areas with panchayat. So panchayat was nothing at that time, only applicable in certain portion of this country. Statutorily, it became institutional on constitution. Panchayat was converted to constitutional position, which is still there. That is called return of power. People have you given power to help people, not to own that. Whatever institutions you are, you have to help people. You have to help nation, not your might. You cannot use that power to uphold your might. I am this or we are this. We don't listen to you. We have done this. Accept it. Do whatever you want to do. We don't listen to you. If a minister speaks that way, that person is not eligible to be a minister even for 1 second. I don't understand why we are accepting that person. I don't understand what Prime Minister wants, what President wants. Such nonsense statements must be condemned and such persons must be thrown out of that power. You are insulting people. You are insulting people of this country by talking nonsense. If you cannot answer, keep silent. I will not listen to you. Who are you? This means you are telling you shall not listen to you. You shall not talk to us. Who are you? You are there because people voted to you, not otherwise. You have no other capability that you should in that seat, except you begged votes from people. It's begging only. It's not an award. When you go to elections, you beg votes, you touch their feet, you fold your hands, and people vote to you. To hear from you this nonsense? You are servants to people. You are not honor. You have to be within your limits. Time changes everyone. Remember, you are in power doesn't mean you are honor of people. You are deputy of people. And if you don't listen, they won't care for you. Who cares for you? You think that you're slaves? You are our slave. You have to fulfill our demands. If you cannot fulfill, you are not qualified for this position. Get lost. Resign and go. Whoever you are. This is what I am telling. They think we have become slaves. You voted to them. You brought them to power by whatever means, and they become owners. How it is possible? If you cannot think this way, people of this country, listen. If you cannot think this way, you cannot live in this country. Believe me, they will make you slaves because they got a chance first time in their life. This party in power now, they got a chance first time. They wanted this chance in 1947. This was missed. They were deprived of this chance. And they got this chance now in name of religion, in name of Hindu unity, in name of Hindu-Muslim divide. They got this benefit of doubt. They came to power because of some stupidity of public. They misled public. They got in. And now they think it's last chance. If you don't avail this chance, this will never come. So they are doing all acts, the good or bad, to keep themselves in power by this way or that way. Even by breaking constitution, they can go to the extent. This is their designs. They can use police against you. They can even use military against you. They can do whatever they want just to remain in power forever. This is designed by them. Certain people are unable to understand. Yes, there are people. I cannot blame those people also. Because they are, of course, like that. When we could not understand, these intellectuals could not understand, these teachers could not understand, these professors could not understand, judges could not understand, lawyers could not understand, how you expect very ordinary people to understand them correctly? All failed, and still most of them are failing because of threat, because of scarcity of knowledge, and because of fear. Fear exists in them. And those who are not fearing, look, fear has also a limit, a measurement. At one time, fear also disappears. If somebody beats you, you resist one time, but that person beats you once, twice, then say, okay, beat me. Then you being okay, oh, no problem. What else you can do? You can beat, okay, beat me, no problem. Just like your kids, your sons or daughters, when you beat them, so, okay, my father shall do. Just beat, okay, I accept that. 2 or 3 sticks, I'll accept. That kid is ready to accept your torture for two beats. Same thing is here. What can they do? They can use police, they can use court, or they can use whatever. Wherever they have their command, they can go to that extent. But how long? British failed. Indra failed. And you are also failing, don't worry. Unfortunate is that it's only 5 years or 5.5 years that you have come down so low. You have not achieved any peak. You have not achieved anything in any discipline, in any sphere of our country. You have improved nothing, but you want to get everything. This is a problem in our country. Had they done something good, believe me, if they had controlled economy well, if they had provided employment to youth, if they have improved education, current scenario would not have come, because what people wanted development, economy, good economy. People want good education. If crores of people provide employment, you think they will be on the road? Never. Never ever. If you do 30-40% job, people accept you. There's examination. Yes, okay, no problem. He has done this. It takes some time. Allow like this. You came to power, but people did not expect you to act like this. You make people questionable. You have power. You have natural resources. You have security forces. You have police. You have all departments with you. And you cannot identify who are not belonging to this country. For that, you have to ask everybody. This is illogical, not acceptable. This is condemnable. This means you do not know your job. Simple. You are not well educated. You do not understand how to chart out your route. You have a problem, but you don't know the solution. That type of power you are. That type of leaders and government you are. So either you have to change your attitude, you have to start doing work again, or people are already working. People work like this only. Yes, people are determined. They have suffered a lot. People have suffered for 6 years without any progress. 6 years is not a small period in 2020, because it's a rapid moving world. It's connected world. Previously, it was not connected. Now, information moves very rapidly, and that is the reason that fake information also moves, because media is there. All media. Manufactured news move. Real news moves. And it's difficult to know which is manufactured news and which is real news. Everywhere it is, not only in our country, everywhere. Europe suffers, America suffers, all suffer because of fictitious news. But system is that. 5G is coming, which is more difficult, which is more hackable. What to do? This means we have to open our eyes. Misinformation would come to you. Real information would come to you. Every information shall come to you that will break your mind, that will give tension to you. But you can't avoid that. Real problems will go behind scene, and created problems shall be shown to you. They will not show you a capability to you. They are showing weakness of others. Our Prime Minister, what he does, he never shows what he has done. He always tells, because of this, I could not do this. This is Prime Minister is not competent, unfortunately. This is our fault, not Prime Minister's fault. Because we never surveyed our people. We never investigated what these are. We just voted to them. So they have come successfully. I cannot blame them at this point. It's none of their business, not their fault. It's our fault. It's fault of citizen, fault of voter. So voter has to suffer. Public is supposed to suffer. It is penalty for public actually, because they voted based on emotions and based on greed, based on avarice, based on expected something which is not theirs. Our public did not believe in hard work, did not believe in future creations of wealth, They just believe in something free will get. And that is root. Greed or avarice is root of all evils. There's a phrase, लालच बुरी बला है. Wherever you are given something free, though it's good for people, it's good for people who cannot afford, but in general, it is a poison because nothing can come free. There should be some charges, though it's subsidized one. This is principle. You cannot survive without sources. If you are given free, somebody else will be charges. So don't think it is free. Yes, it is discount, you can say. It's facility, that is right, but it cannot be general. It can be instant. Ultimately, money is there. It has to be spent on that commodity which you are given free. So don't be happy with that. Don't give credit to someone because it is ultimately people's money. Your benefit of that is good, but do not give credit. This should be policy. You remember education in my time, it was free. Free in a sense, very small amount was charged. Very, very small. You can't even imagine that amount. Today you have to pay lakhs for admissions, crores for admissions. In those days, no. Yes, you should have been intelligent. You must have been intelligent. You must be interviewed well. But there were routes. You could get education. Even in private schools and colleges, it wasn't expensive. So those people are very well educated one. You meet old people, you will find them very knowledgeable. Not expensive people. People are expensive education, but people are not that intelligent. They cannot calculate even. They're not intelligent of that level which those people were. Work of mind is important. If you want to measure somebody's educational power, you may be having any number of certificates, but if you're not responsive, if you're not able to work that speed, or if you're not able to think that way, then your education is weightless. If you cannot think, you just accept everything without any explanation, you don't question, where is education? If your education cannot be used for purpose of thinking, for purpose of questioning, you accept everything. They promise something, you accept. You never ask what source of this promise fulfillment. You never ask that. You're like, oh, this leader is saying, yes, he will do it. I believe he will do it. If not this time, if next time. If not, okay, next time. So 15 years are over then, but your promise is still there. That is what is to be understood. It's required to be understood. But we do not understand that. We not all understand that. That's a problem. This is a real problem. We fail everywhere. Why do we fail? We fail because of our nonsense, our stupidity. I don't know what people are thinking about, what nation is thinking about. We have to use our minds, our calculations, our everything for everything. Otherwise, we shall always be in problem. Time comes, time goes, we waste time, we do not understand anything, and yes, we say this is happening. People may say that I am taking too much time. Yes, they can say, they are right. But I want to share my opinion with people because people are not sharing. Just be angry, show your anguish, and then run away without explanation is meaningless. We have to give solution also. We have to tell people where they are wrong. And people understand. That's also good. And if you do not tell them, they cannot understand. You have to measure keeping in place of those people. If I keep myself in place of youth, what actually they want? They want good education. This is duty of the state to provide, but we are not providing. We are trying to privatize our education. Why do we want to privatize? We don't have money, you think? Where is money? People are paying taxes. Where that tax is going? It is duty of state to provide education to those who cannot afford. Yes, those who can afford, they can pay they can pay their fees, they can pay everything. But those who cannot afford, how can you can say divide them education? It's their right. So I should keep myself in place of that person who seeks education. And if I cannot do that, I have to think there. If I am prime minister or minister, I have to think in that place that this person, what that person wants. He wants education. Okay, we have to give him, then we have to give him some training also. Because academic education is meaningless if you don't know job. You have to know something to earn. Because degree cannot get you a job. Administrative job is not answer. You need some work. You have to use your hands. Everybody cannot sit in office to work. It is duty of government, it is duty of nation to train person in certain field. If that field is not professional, you have to give some kind of training to that person. That's not happening. They say skill development. Oh, where is the skill you will develop? You are crying skill development, skill development. If there is skill, only you can develop. Skill is education, which is theory. A person is not equipped if that person is not used. That person must produce something. Whoever educated one be. If that person cannot be used by public, then what's the purpose of education? You have to provide some skill, then you say I am going to develop skill. You are saying self-starting or startup. What is startup? He knows nothing. Citizen knows nothing about skill. What skill can start up? So money shall go to drain. So your program is originally wrong. You copied and pasted on your program, that's all. You are not initiating with foundation. A person who is coming out of university, coming out of college, must be imparted with certain training. Technical training or some other training one must get. And if one doesn't get that, what work shall do? Only theory. In engineering, there is theory. Who will give him training? Industry shall give training. Or medical, who will give training? Health sector shall give training. But in other fields, there is no specific sector who shall give training. Everybody cannot say everywhere. We have to change our thought. We have to think. That is where we leak. We lack. We have to use our will there. We have to change. We have to induct some change. Everybody must know some job first of all. Everybody cannot be administrator. Again, I am telling you, everybody cannot go to police or to administration. It's not possible. People must be fit in work somewhere, which we always lack. If you go and ask some British or some others, they will say in school they give you a screwdriver and hammer, work. When you join some job, they give broom, come on, go clean floor. Means you have to be open in productive job. We are not having that culture. If you do not produce something, you cannot sell that thing. Imagination you cannot sell. Everybody cannot be professor. Everybody cannot be researcher. Everybody cannot be scientist. You have to keep in mind those normal class of society that have to move based on others. Everybody cannot lead in profession. Okay, scientists are different, engineers are different, medical are different. There are many professions, they are different. But those who are normal, educated, those who are not having highly professional background, they must be fit somewhere in work culture. Our workers, if you go and see in field, They are not having any high degrees in all fields, but they are trained. If they don't get training, they cannot work. Everybody is trained on work. They have to work using hands, using legs, using their physical being, physical strength, mind. Then they become trained workers, or you can say skilled artisans, mechanics, technicians, all foremen, general foremen. They are by virtue of their training or work experience, not by virtue of their certification. But don't forget, they produce better than what others cannot produce. Industry move because of them. All industries, systems move because of them. Sometimes you will find technicians work much better than fresh engineers because they are trained. This is what I say. Do not just spread schemes without doing homework. Whatever government in office doesn't matter. Do proper homework and then announce. Think on how you'll manage this. If your